Imagine one day you wake up and everything around you suddenly feels different. Your daily routines no longer seem as meaningful as they once did. The things you once believed in suddenly fade away, leaving you with a sense of emptiness and being lost. This is the first moment many people experience when embarking on the journey of spiritual awakening. The path of spiritual awakening isn't always smooth, but it's a journey well worth taking. It's a journey that leads you away from the barriers of ego, fear, and control, toward a life of greater freedom, peace, and wholeness. However, like any journey, the process of awakening is marked by important stages that one must go through, each bringing its own lessons and significant challenges. In today's video, we're going to dive deep into the 7 stages of spiritual awakening, the major transformations a person experiences when they begin to realize their true nature and the world around them. From the early stages of crisis and searching, where we feel lost, to the stages of unification and facing the ego, where we begin to understand and deeply transform from within. Finally, we'll explore the stages of enlightenment and returning to life with a new awareness, where awakening is no longer something distant, but becomes an essential part of who you are. Spiritual awakening is one of the most personal and profound journeys anyone can experience. It's not a state that can be achieved overnight or by reading a few books. It requires patience, an openness to change, and the willingness to let go of the attachments we once thought were necessary. But remember, everyone can awaken no matter who they are, where they come from, or what they've been through. In the next few moments, we will explore each specific stage together, looking deeply into the signs, lessons, and internal shifts that each stage brings. Every stage in this journey holds profound truths and offers opportunities for you to grow spiritually and find your way back to yourself. If you've ever felt like you're going through a phase of crisis, feeling lost or uncertain about your life's purpose, this might be a sign of spiritual awakening. And this video will help you recognize the stages you are going through, while also providing the insights needed to continue your awakening journey with more peace and confidence. Join me as we take a deeper look into the 7 stages of spiritual awakening and prepare to embark on a life-changing journey. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any future content on spiritual development. Be sure to like the video and share it with friends who are also on the path of seeking awakening. Thank you for watching, and we'll begin right now. The first stage, the crisis or breakdown stage. At the beginning of the spiritual awakening journey, many people go through a difficult first stage, the crisis stage. This is an important transition, but it's also a phase where you may feel like everything in your life is falling apart or losing its former meaning. The crisis stage is often marked by feelings of being lost, directionless, and sometimes by a deep pain that you cannot explain. During this stage, things that once brought you joy or satisfaction, such as work, relationships, or personal hobbies, suddenly lose their appeal. You may feel disoriented, as if everything familiar has become meaningless. You may have achieved all the things you once desired: a good job, a stable relationship, financial success. But deep down, you still feel empty. This is a sign that you are standing on the verge of a major shift, a turning point in your spiritual journey. As a real-life example, many people have shared that they faced crises in seemingly very different circumstances. Some experienced major shocks in life, such as the loss of a loved one, a career upheaval, or a broken relationship. These events plunged them into a state of crisis, prompting them to ask, "Why am I here? Or, what is the true meaning of life? On the other hand, some people experience an inexplicable sense of emptiness. They suddenly feel that everyday things are meaningless, and they no longer have the motivation to pursue the goals they once considered important. However, it is important to recognize that while the crisis stage may be painful, it is not the end, it's the beginning. It signals that you are transitioning to a new phase in your spiritual journey. You start to ask deep questions about the true nature of life, and these crises are the doorway to awakening. This is an opportunity for you to reflect on the things you've always believed and begin to explore your personal spiritual path. In this stage, many people may feel a sense of loneliness, anxiety, or even fear because they don't fully understand what's happening. But remember, crisis is an essential part of spiritual growth. This feeling isn't a sign that you're lost. On the contrary, it's a clear indication that you are embarking on a greater spiritual journey. My advice to you, if you're going through this stage, is to trust the process. Don't fear the loss or the emptiness. Understand that what is falling apart in your life is actually making space for something greater and deeper. The crisis may be the first step toward living a life with more meaning and a deeper connection to your true nature. This is a process that everyone on the spiritual path must go through. And although it is challenging, it's also a time for you to rediscover yourself and move into a new phase filled with understanding and inner peace. If you feel like you're in a crisis stage, don't despair. This could be the beginning of a new chapter in your life, where your soul will begin to blossom and awaken. And if this video has helped you better understand the crisis stage in the spiritual awakening journey, be sure to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with others who are also on the journey of seeking truth and inner peace. Stage 2. The seeking stage. After moving through moments of crisis and feeling lost, you enter the next stage of the spiritual awakening journey, the seeking stage. This is when your soul begins to long for deeper understanding about life, yourself, and your place in the universe. Once everything familiar has fallen apart, you start to open up and become curious about new philosophies and spiritual practices that you may not have considered before. During this stage, people often search for answers to deep internal questions. What is the true purpose of life? Why do I exist? What will bring real happiness and peace? These questions push you to begin a journey of exploring new philosophies, spiritual methods, and approaches you hadn't thought of before. You realize that the world around you is not just what you see with your eyes. There are other dimensions, layers of energy, and unseen connections that you hadn't recognized before. For example, many people entering the seeking stage begin to broaden their perspective by reading books on philosophy, spirituality, and ancient texts like Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching, the Bhagavad Gita of Hinduism, or modern works on meditation and mindfulness. They might seek out meditation classes, yoga sessions, or learn how to connect with themselves through ancient spiritual techniques. Some people turn to religions or long-standing spiritual traditions for guidance, while others explore modern methods like mindfulness meditation or the law of attraction to expand their awareness. The seeking stage is not just about learning from books or teachings, but also about practical experience. As you begin experimenting with meditation practices, attending spiritual growth courses, or performing soul-connecting rituals, you don't just learn theory, you start to feel inner change. A sense of harmony, peace, and a higher awareness of the universe begins to flow into your life. What's important is that you gradually realize that the spiritual path doesn't have just one direction. It's a personal journey where each person finds the path that's right for them. My advice for you in this stage is to open your heart and mind to accept methods and philosophies you hadn't considered before. Start with small steps. Maybe meditate for a few minutes each day, read a book on personal development, or join a spiritual discussion group. The key is not to rush. This search isn't a race. It's a continuous journey where every step brings new lessons and small but meaningful changes. Exploring different paths may help you realize that there are many ways to connect with yourself and the universe. Some people may find connection through yoga and meditation, while others may find it in religious rituals or activities like gardening, creating art, or even deep conversations with spiritually knowledgeable people. Listen to your heart and choose the path that resonates with you most deeply. Lastly, the most important thing in this stage is patience and the acceptance that everyone's seeking journey is different. Don't compare yourself to others or try to follow anyone else's footsteps. Instead, trust in your own journey and embrace every lesson that life brings. If you are in this stage, remember that seeking is a natural part of awakening. This is a time for you to explore and learn, from ancient philosophies to modern methods, to find the path that's best for you. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with friends who are also on the journey of spiritual awakening. Stage 3. The integration stage. After passing through the seeking stage, where you open your eyes and soul to explore new spiritual philosophies and practices, you enter the integration stage. This is one of the most important stages of the spiritual awakening process, as it's the moment when you begin incorporating the new knowledge, awareness, and understanding into your everyday life. If before, spirituality might have been an abstract concept, now it gradually becomes a practical part of your daily experience. The integration stage can be simply understood as the process of bringing what you've learned during the seeking stage into real life. The philosophies, lessons, and awareness no longer just exist in your mind. They begin to infuse into how you live, how you perceive the world, and how you face daily challenges. This can be a turning point, as spirituality is no longer a distant theory, but a useful tool that helps improve your life and foster spiritual growth. For example, a person in the integration stage might begin practicing meditation daily. If before they only read about the benefits of meditation, now they make it a regular part of their life. They start dedicating a few minutes each day to quiet their mind, focus on their breath, and allow their mind to rest. Meditation not only brings them inner peace, but also becomes a means to handle daily stress and anxiety. It helps them approach life with more calmness and balance. Beyond meditation, people may apply spiritual principles to every aspect of their life. For instance, they learn to control their emotions, no longer reacting quickly to stressful situations, but instead taking a step back, breathing deeply, and facing things with more calmness. Lessons of acceptance and letting go help them avoid getting stuck in trivial matters or worrying about things they can't control. They realize that everything is part of the journey, and each challenge brings valuable lessons. In this stage, you understand that spirituality is not something distant or a complex theory that only enlightened people can grasp. Instead, it becomes a powerful tool to help you live better every day. Spirituality guides how you think, act, and face life. From small matters like dealing with work pressure to larger life-changing events like loss or transformation, you begin to see everything from a more open and peaceful perspective. My advice for those in this stage is to practice consistently and with patience. Spiritual awakening is not a final destination, but an ongoing journey. Don't expect that all your newfound understanding will magically transform your life immediately. Instead, know that change comes gradually as you accumulate and practice these lessons daily. From maintaining a meditation habit to controlling emotions or seeking deeper connection with yourself, all of it requires patience and strong will. Encourage yourself to keep practicing and applying what you've learned. Don't let spiritual knowledge remain only in books or theory. Make it a part of your life. And remember, no two journeys are the same. Everyone will experience integration in their own way. Don't compare yourself to others or force yourself to achieve a certain level in a short time. Move forward slowly but steadily, and you'll find your life becoming more peaceful and meaningful over time. If you're in this stage, remember that practice is the key to spiritual growth. Don't hesitate to apply what you've learned, no matter how small. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video if you find it helpful on your journey. Stage 4, the ego death stage. After passing through the integration stage, where you began applying spiritual knowledge to your life, you move into a challenging stage called ego death. This is one of the most difficult and profound stages of spiritual awakening. Facing your ego requires great courage and awareness, because the ego has existed within you as a long-standing identity, influencing every action, thought, and reaction you've had toward the world. The ego, in a spiritual sense, is the part of us that constantly seeks validation, craves recognition, and desires control. It drives us in ways that make us feel the need to be superior to others, to be liked, or to constantly prove ourselves. In the past, you may have been caught in this cycle without even realizing it, from small things like seeking praise or comparing yourself to others, to bigger aspirations like trying to control life or judging others. The ego death stage is when you gradually become aware that many aspects of your past self, from small decisions to significant actions, have been governed by the ego. You realize that this ego not only exhausts you, but also prevents you from connecting with your true self. This is the moment when you need to release the ego, not completely abandon it, but lessen its power over your life. A practical example is when you stop seeking validation from others. In the past, you may have been driven by the desire for praise, to be liked, and tried to achieve goals just to please others. But now, in this stage, you realize that true value does not come from outside praise or admiration. Instead, you begin to find peace in knowing that you are enough and that you don't need to prove your worth to anyone. Additionally, you will confront the limitations the ego once imposed. Previously, the ego may have made you afraid of failure, criticism, or even fearful of letting go of something you once thought was important. But in this stage, you start to see that those fears no longer hold the same power over you. You learn to let go and to face these limitations without reacting in the old ways. However, this is not easy. Facing the ego can bring mental pain. At times, you may feel as though you are experiencing loss, feeling lost, or even losing a part of yourself. But the truth is, you are freeing yourself from the constraints the ego has created. This process takes time, patience, and strong willpower. You will face challenges, but at the same time, this is a pivotal step that brings you closer to your true essence. My advice for those going through this stage is to accept and trust the process. Spiritual awakening isn't just about feeling peace or reaching elevated states, but also about facing the most difficult parts of yourself. Don't hesitate to recognize how the ego has controlled you, and don't fear letting it go. True freedom and peace only come when you are no longer bound by the ego, when you accept that you don't need to control everything, and that you don't need validation from anyone but yourself. This stage, though challenging, is a major leap forward in your spiritual awakening. You will find that after releasing the ego, you will feel lighter, no longer bound by expectations, and able to live a freer, more peaceful life. This is the great liberation that everyone on the spiritual path must go through. Remember, this journey may be long, but every step brings immense value to you. If you're going through this stage, remind yourself that everything is part of the process and that spiritual awakening requires courage. Stage 5. The understanding or insight stage. After confronting and letting go of the ego, you enter one of the most significant stages of the spiritual awakening journey, the understanding or insight stage. This is the time when you not only gain deeper self-awareness, but also begin to understand more profoundly the nature of life, the universe, and the interconnectedness of everything. It's as if a fog has lifted, leaving a clearer and broader picture of reality. In this stage, you start to feel a strong connection with everything around you. You no longer feel separate or lonely as before. Instead, you realize that everything is interconnected in a unified flow of energy. This may include a sense of connection with nature, the universe, and even with those around you on a much deeper level than before. You begin to view life not through the narrow lens of the ego, but with a broader perspective, understanding that everything is intricately related. A practical example of this stage is when you step into nature and feel an intense connection with the trees, the flowers, or the sun, as if you are an inseparable part of the entire universe. Before, you may have viewed nature as something separate from yourself, but now you can sense that you and nature are intertwined and that every living being is part of the whole. This feeling isn't just emotional, but also a clear understanding of how everything operates in the universe. Additionally, you may experience a new kind of connection with the people around you. In the past, the ego may have made it easy for you to judge others or feel frustrated when you weren't understood. But now, in the insight stage, you realize that everyone is on their own unique journey. Instead of criticizing or drawing distinctions, you feel compassion and empathy for others, understanding that each individual is facing their own struggles and challenges. This sense of connection not only makes you feel smaller in the grand scheme of things, but also makes you stronger. When you understand that you're part of something greater, you become less concerned with trivial personal matters. Instead of feeling stuck in your own world, you begin to see that you are contributing to the greater development of the universe. This brings you a deep sense of peace and joy because you no longer feel isolated or detached from life. However, to fully enter this stage, it is essential that you open yourself up and practice stillness. As the ego loosens its grip, you will realize that stillness is the gateway to this profound understanding. Take time to meditate, listen to your inner thoughts without judgment, and observe everything around you without attaching any labels. Stillness not only helps you connect with the universe, but also allows you to uncover greater truths that you may not have noticed before. For those entering this stage, my advice is to continue practicing meditation, not just for the sake of achieving stillness, but to explore your connection with everything around you. Try listening to nature, interacting with others with compassion, and observing life with the awareness that everything has a deep purpose and meaning. You might also explore other spiritual practices such as yoga, gratitude meditation, or methods for connecting with nature to enhance your understanding. The insight stage is not the end of the spiritual journey, but a significant step forward that helps you see more clearly the nature of the universe and yourself. As you grow more aware of your connection with everything, life will become more pleasant, less stressful, and you will find joy in the simplest things. This is the stage where spiritual truths really begin to unfold, and you will feel grateful for your awakening journey, no matter how difficult it may have been. Keep practicing and exploring this connection every day, and you will find that your spiritual journey becomes richer and more meaningful over time. Stage 6, the awakening or illumination stage. The awakening stage, also known as the illumination stage, is a significant milestone in anyone's spiritual journey. This is the point where your understanding of your true nature, the world around you, and the universe becomes more powerful and clearer than ever before. When you enter this stage, you will feel a deep inner peace, as though a light inside you has been awakened. In this stage, what was once vague or obscured by the ego, fear, and anxiety now becomes clear. You begin to realize that everything is part of the universe and all things are connected in an unceasing flow. This awakening is not a single moment, but a state of being where you feel harmony and unity with everything. Worries about everyday life gradually fade away, replaced by a deep understanding that everything happens for a reason and with purpose. A practical example of this stage is when you experience aha moments, realizing that you're no longer trapped in daily worries. Negative thoughts about the past or future no longer dominate your mind. Instead, you are fully present in the moment, feeling peace and tranquility within. This awakening is not just a mental experience, but also spiritual and emotional enlightenment. You begin to see the world through a new lens, no longer tightly attached to material or temporary things, but instead perceiving everything from a higher perspective, where spirituality and presence become the focal points. During the illumination stage, you may also realize that everyday life is not as complicated as you once thought. You see clearly that every event, every interaction is part of a bigger plan, and that you are contributing to the perfect functioning of the universe. This awakening not only helps you understand yourself more clearly, but also makes you feel connected to everyone around you. This connection transcends the barriers of language, nationality, or religion. You realize that we are all part of the whole, and that the differences between us are merely temporary expressions of the ego. Most importantly, the awakening stage is not the final destination. It is not a state that you can force or seek aggressively. This awakening is the natural result of the continuous practice and letting go from the previous stages. Once you have transcended the ego, released your worries, and found deep understanding of life, the light within you will naturally be ignited. It's important to remember that the awakening stage doesn't always come quickly or easily. For many, this awakening may be the result of years of practice, while for others, it may come unexpectedly. But no matter how it arrives, always remember that there is no specific roadmap or timeline for this awakening. Each person has their own spiritual journey, and the key is to be patient, accepting, and respectful of your own process. Advice for those in this stage is to embrace the awakening naturally. Don't rush to seek the light too quickly, and don't worry if you feel like you haven't reached this stage yet. Everything will come at the right time. Continue to practice meditation, live mindfully, and listen to your intuition. Every step on this journey is valuable, and the awakening will come as a natural result of dedication and patience. When you awaken and feel the inner light, you will see that everything around you is no longer random or separate events. You will see that everything has deep meaning and that you are part of something larger, more profound, and eternal. And when the light within you shines, you will realize that life is a miracle and that this awakening is just the beginning of an even greater journey. Stage 7, the return or service stage. After experiencing the profound and powerful awakening during the illumination stage, many people enter the final stage of their spiritual development journey, the return to life stage. This is the time when one not only returns to everyday life, but also carries with them a completely new mindset. They no longer perceive the world in the usual way. Instead, they feel a deep connection to their true nature and the universe. In this stage, the awakening is not just a personal experience, but also ignites a strong desire to share and serve the community. People no longer live solely for themselves. They also want to contribute to the spiritual development of those around them. This is the stage where enlightenment is intertwined with the mission to serve. They feel ready to share the lessons they have learned on their awakening journey, helping those who are going through crises or seeking understanding just as they once did. A practical example of this stage is when someone who has gone through their spiritual journey returns to normal life, but is no longer caught up in past worries or crises. Instead of continuing to chase personal goals, they may feel a powerful urge to become a guide, assisting others on their spiritual growth journey. They may become mentors, speakers, or spiritual activists, sharing their experiences and insights to support the community. This assistance can take many forms, from sharing knowledge about spirituality to helping those in distress overcome their spiritual crises or find inner peace. In this stage, the return to life is not about reverting to old habits, but about embracing a new life with a mindful attitude. People still engage in daily activities as before, but with a deeper perspective on everything. They may see that life is not merely a series of random events, but a meaningful journey, and they feel a mission to create positive change for those around them. Individuals in this stage often find that they no longer need to seek happiness from external sources. Instead, they find joy and fulfillment in serving the community and helping others. The advice for those in this stage is to use their insights and awareness to contribute to the world. Everyone has their own journey, but the most wonderful thing is that when you have realized the profound truth about your nature, share it with others. Sharing is not just about teaching or imparting knowledge. It is also about inspiring others, helping them overcome challenges and grow spiritually. Perhaps your sharing will help someone else find their spiritual path, allowing them to recognize valuable lessons and begin their own awakening journey. The return to life stage also offers opportunities to contribute to positive changes in the world around you. Reflect on the moments you have awakened and the lessons you have learned. Use those lessons to spread positive energy, helping others find inner peace and true happiness. It doesn't have to involve grand actions. Small gestures, sincere words, and acts of kindness can profoundly change someone else's life. Awakening is not a singular process, but a continuous journey. And once you have found your inner light, use it to illuminate the lives of others. Within each person lies a seed of awakening, and by serving the community with an open and compassionate heart, you will help plant those seeds for those who have yet to find their path. The journey of spiritual awakening is a meaningful path, with each stage bringing us closer to a profound understanding of our true nature and life. From the initial crisis stage, where we feel lost and stuck, to the seeking stage, when we begin to explore new spiritual philosophies and values. Then, we gradually integrate that knowledge and practice through the unification stage, ultimately facing one of our greatest challenges, our own ego. After overcoming the ego challenge stage, we begin to enter a deeper understanding of the nature of life, recognizing the inseparable connection we have with the universe and those around us. From there, the light of awakening begins to shine brightly, bringing us peace and enlightenment, freeing us from being trapped in everyday worries. Finally, the journey back to life with a new mindset opens up, allowing us to carry profound lessons to contribute and share with the community. These stages are not always easy, but every step we take helps us become stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. The awakening process has no end point. It is an ongoing journey that helps us explore ourselves, find inner peace, and assist others on their paths. If you have felt the value of what we've shared today and find that the journey of spiritual awakening resonates with your life, please like and subscribe to the channel to continue following the latest videos on spiritual development and self-discovery. Don't forget to share this video with those you think might also be seeking awakening and peace. Additionally, we would love to hear your thoughts and feelings about this content, so please leave a comment below so we can share and learn together. Remember, each person's awakening journey is unique and different, but together we can explore, share, and become better. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in the next videos.